edition of Southern Santa Piper. I'm your host, Kenny, and tonight we are going to be speaking of the Briarworks C12. One of the first things that drew my attention to this pipe was its close shape to that of the Dunhill LC. I have another pipe that fits that description. Actually, I have two of these, which is the Merchant Service 1935. And when I had first seen the Briarworks, I thought, well, that's an interesting pipe. I'd seen a larger version of this from Eric James. He's got the C12L, and now I believe they've got the C13. Both this pipe and the C13 are smaller versions of the LC. You can see a comparison. This is the Merchant Service pipe. This is the Briarworks. And you can see that it's considerably larger, much larger bowl in this, larger in the hand, thicker. But this isn't really a direct comparison as much as talking about its general shape, as well as what I really like, and if I have any dislikes about this pipe. So why don't we get this one lit up? Smoking a little Northwoods in this tonight. Let's put that on char for a minute. I'm going to give this a quick pause while I go grab a tamper, which I forgot, and I will be right back. I'm back. I'm back with this Briarworks C12. I've got it loaded up tonight with some Northwoods by Boswell. One of my favorite smokes, if not my favorite smoke. I kind of judge how all my pipes are based upon this blend. I judge how it is draws, how the flavor is, because I know the flavor of this tobacco well. And I've smoked this tobacco in multiple pipes, so I know how it reacts to different shapes, different bowl sizes. Sort of having it pre-Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, where did that come from? St. Patty's Day. Must be thinking of turkey. You know what it was? I'll share this story. My wife made a wonderful dinner tonight. An absolutely wonderful dinner. She made a chicken dinner, and she made these great homemade mashed potatoes and this homemade gravy. And I think I just have Thanksgiving on the brain after having her wonderful dinner tonight. In any case, for this, we'll call this St. Patty's Eve. A toast to everyone. Lovely. This pipe really shocked me. I was expecting a very rusticated pipe from its picture. But instead, it was a blast, and I don't know if you can see all of this blast, but it's got some really nice straight grain on parts of this and some nice bird's eye. The first thing I notice about this is compared to The merchant service is, you can't tell because I've got tobacco, but how easy it passes a pipe cleaner. I'm going to show you that the pipe cleaner in this goes all the way, so you can see from where I put my, all the way to that back of the bowl. It just right down through, passes easily. That is not something that is easily done on the longer 1935. It stops. And it stops right about there. And I would imagine just the way that because of this is drilled. While a similar shape, you will notice that on the 1935, in my opinion, is truer to that of the Dunhill LC shape. It's much longer in the neck and a little bit more pronounced as well in the stem. But nonetheless, this is a great, great pipe shape. Not exactly, I would call a replica or a clone of the LC, but definitely within that same family. If you've noticed, I haven't been making videos for the last few days. Any of you who have followed me on Instagram, you will see that I posted a puppy picture the other night. My wife was out of town visiting in Michigan, and we have one of our girls who is pregnant or was pregnant, and she decided that on Saturday evening that she was going to go full metal labor. As soon as I finished up my live feed, I had done a live video feed Saturday, went and check on her, and heavy panting, and was in labor, started real heavy active labor about 3 o'clock in the morning when she had her first puppy, and didn't finish up to 8:32 the following morning. So it was a long night for a Southern Sandpiper. Spent most of Sunday just trying to recoup. Monday had a long day, had to pick the wife up at the airport. That took most of our day. By the time nearest airport for us is about 2 hours away. That would be Orlando. I'm about the same difference of driving between Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa. They're all about 2 hours for me. So we usually fly out of Orlando simply because it being a busy airport, it's just easier to get flights, and the flights tend to be a little bit cheaper. Even though every now and then my wife's able to get a cheaper flight right here out of a small regional airport to Gainesville if she's going to someplace like to go visit her friend in Michigan. So my pros on this pipe. Pro, shape is great. Easy to keep clean because of the pipe cleaner, which means you seldom have to remove the stem unless you want to. I'm not crazy about removing stems because I don't want to do stem damage or tendon damage unless I really absolutely need to. Maybe if you smoke it more frequently, if it's part of a heavier rotation, take it off every several smokes and clean up in that area well. Other words, just pass a pipe cleaner through, clean out the bowl, wipe down the pipe, and you should be good to go. Pros, I would also consider the sandblast, quite unusual. Stem shape, very nice, fits comfortable in the mouth. It's either too large or too small when we compare this you can see how much difference this one hangs. So if you're a fan of the Merchant Service 1935, I think you will automatically be a fan of this pipe. This pipe's going to be a shorter smoke for you. Smoke's beautiful. The cons, there was really only one con for me, and that was the actual finish of the pipe. When the pipe came in from eBay, and this was not a new pipe, so let me give that in full disclosure. This was a used estate pipe, but it was rarely smoked. It looked brand new when I got it. But the pipe itself was very dull. It almost looked like a dull gray, but it was more of just a matte black. And generally, if I'm looking at a black blasted pipe, like let's say, I don't know, like one of my Dunhill shell briar finishes, or any of my other dark finish blasted pipes, even the Merchant Service Dark Blast, there is an underlying color underneath as well as the darker blacks, and you can usually see multiple colors underneath, whether it's reds or purples are real common on some of the blasts once the pipe's been polished. This looked like there was no polish. It looks like there was no Danish oil. A lot of times you will see a blasted pipe finished in a clear shellac or a Danish oil. Sometimes they're waxed, sometimes they're not after the fact. I did put a coat of carnauba wax on this. I think I could probably put 2 to 3 more to give it a little bit more gloss. I may try some Helican 2 on here, see if that helps with the overall finish. I think it looks better now. Now I think it looks closer to sort of that sea rock finish. Not a bad looking pipe, but it's not up there with one of my favorites. Even the blast on this particular Merchant Service is not as heavy and as deep as they are on some of my others, but it's still a really respectable and good looking blast. This one, like I said, not a bad looking blast. Reminds me a lot of like a sea rock style blast. But when I first look at it, I was like, wow, that looks like a lava rock. It was my first impression, sort of that lightweight, porous lava rock. And nothing really that stood out on the pipe that made me go, wow, this is something I want to smoke all the time. Now, that being said, the shape is comfortable, it feels great in my hand, and it smokes wonderful. So even though I'm not as attracted to this pipe, this will probably still be a regular pipe in my rotation. Let's put this one down for a second and just talk about possibly why would we want one over the other. The Briarworks over the Merchant Service pipe. Not really looking to do a comparison between the two because I think that they are different enough where both are justified as part of someone's collection. Price point wise, I don't think they're that far off. I cannot tell you new, but I believe new, this pipe is probably $100. I may be wrong on that one. It is well worth a $100 pipe. I did not pay that price for it. They were asking considerably less than that, and then I made an offer, and they accepted my offer, so I got a really good deal on this pipe. The Merchant Service. Sandblasted versions, as of last time they were available on Blue Room Briars. They still have the smooths available. They've got the red, and I believe they're out of the chestnut, so I believe just the red. I don't know what else is left. The last time I was there, they had 4 or 5 left, I believe. But the blasted ones were about $150 range, and I believe that they're doing their smooths for like 175 range. Again, I think that is a tremendous value for this pipe. Both of these are good values. One is going to cost you a little bit more than the other, but one I think is substantial more pipe, larger pipe, a lot more briar in your hand, and I think a little bit more of that traditional LC look. This pipe, kind of a good, solid Group 4 pipe. I would probably put the LC, or I should say this 1935 version of the LC, probably in a good category 5, maybe even a category 6 pipe group size. Substantially bigger than this. Again, for those who do not have experience with these pipes, you can see the difference in size is pretty substantial. I give this pipe a thumbs up. Highly recommended to everyone. The quality is exceptional. I'm shocked that a production factory pipe, they were able to get that type of bend and drilling to give a nice clear, not only draw, but a nice clear ability to pass a pipe cleaner. For a lot of y'all, that's very important because you're wet smokers like I am. What I can tell you is I received this pipe yesterday. I normally only smoke a pipe one time in a day. I've smoked this pipe 3 times. I wanted to put it through its workout, just like I did with the 1935 when it arrived. When I first got the 1935, I had spoke with Greg, and I was shocked at how much I really enjoyed that pipe, to the point I didn't want to put it down. And I sort of feel the same way about this pipe. I don't want to put it down. It smokes super easy. The flavors that come through on the tobacco are superb. Absolutely. No bite. And really just a perfect weight. God, I really love this Northwoods. I tried a little trick with Northwoods earlier this evening. I was smoking a bowl of it in this pipe. And one of my Facebook friends, a man by the name of John Horton. John is a huge avid fan of BCA. I see him smoking BCA almost daily in one of his gorgeous collections of pipes. So I was going through some of my tobacco the other day, and I found a few ounces of BCA in a bag that I was unaware that it was left, because I usually take that and mix it directly with 1Q, and it becomes a nice smoke. So I smoked a few bowls of it straight up, really enjoyed it. Forgot how much I enjoyed just straight BCA. It was one of those tobaccos that I probably started off with many, many years ago. I remember looking for black Cavendishes at the Tinderbox in Woodfield Mall. And just the smell of the Cavendishes in those jars is a wonderful thing. So I can see why one gets really addicted to it. But my point with the BCA was after not smoking it for almost a year, the last time I smoked it, according to the date that I have on there, was last April. So April the 20th of last year was the last time I smoked the BCA by itself. So I smoked a few bowls, and then I also mixed a 50-50 mix of BCA with Boswell Northwood to see what that would be like. And actually, it's very pleasant. For those who are looking kind of for a crossover English blend, that is definitely a way to go. I don't know if I would go 50%. It was a little bit light on the Latakia for me, but maybe adding 20% BCA will give you a little bit more creaminess, a little bit more smooth flavor. Might mellow out the Latakia for those who are just getting into an English blend. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. But that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. Just wanted to come in and say hi. It's been a few days. I haven't been in front of the camera. I'm not going to be making many videos over the next few days. I am going to be leaving town on Friday, going to Boston. But I'm going to ask their permission. But as soon as I get off the flight, my buddy is bringing me to Peretti's Tobacco Shop in Boston, a classic. And I want to see if I can not only load up on some photos, get some videos over there, maybe even question the guys there. They're world renowned for their tobacco. I want to pick up some of their tobacco while I'm there, and maybe even do a review while I'm in Boston. We'll see how it goes. But again, thank you for joining me here on Southern Santa Piper. If you like the videos, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you can be notified of my videos. Please share with your friends and other members of the pipe smoking community. I really appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you taking your time and spending your time with me talking about pipes and rambling on whatever else I decide to ramble on. Thank you again, and have a blessed